Throughout history, there have been tons of random lucky discoveries or finds that have made people wealthy. Today, we're going to be looking at some of these events and how they went down. We're also going to be looking at the details of all of these discoveries and overall just taking a complete look at these crazy incidents. So, I know that if I found any of these things that people found that we're going to be talking about, I would go buy a house in Miami and an Aston Martin. But that's just me. Let us know in the comments what you guys would buy. So, or maybe if you would save it or invest it, whatever you would do with that money. So, without further ado, let's hop into some of the luckiest discoveries that have made people rich, presented by Intrigue Media. Remember, if you're a fan, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you're never missing out on any of our content. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the wall of coins. So in one house in Winder, Pennsylvania, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, a house's walls were made out of coins. Well, not quite, but you'll see in a second. So this house had been abandoned for 20 years, and eventually the kids of the couple who had lived there decided to go back with a friend and check it out. After entering the house, they found a small pile of coins on the ground by the wall. After further exploration, they actually found a hole in the wall. This was especially weird as when they were younger, they heard rumors that their parents kept a lot of spare change in the walls. When they got further into the hole, coins started to flow out like a waterfall, and it must have been a sight to see. Imagine just going to your old house and finding a bunch of coins in the wall. How crazy. So, all the coins added up, with their monetary value of the actual coins to be $8,500. So, I mean, these kids got really lucky. But then $8,500 is not an insignificant amount of money just like off the value of the coins. However, some of the coins were older and minted, and when you factor that in, the real value of the coins was worth $200,000. So, these kids got lucky. The next one we're going to be talking about is random items dug up in Australia. So, for all the Australians watching this, my best advice would be to go purchase a metal detector and just start looking around because you will never know what you might find in the land down under. One man in Victoria actually came across gold after hearing his metal detector sound off. He only had to dig 23 inches before striking the gold. The man had actually just found a giant nugget weighing 12 pounds. It was not just a little bit, it was a giant nugget weighing 12 whole pounds. The value of this nugget was around $300,000. The one thing that was weird in this case is that this area had been explored heavily and hundreds of other gold prospectors had looked right in the exact spot that this man had struck gold and gotten so lucky. The third imperial egg. One anonymous man in the Midwest of the United States made a living, very modest living, flipping random items he found, so buying them and selling them. One time he purchased a golden egg for $14,000, hoping to make a decent profit. The man decided to get the item professionally appraised, and it turned out it was the third imperial egg. So it was one of just 50 from Russia, and it turns out that it is a very, very valuable artifact. So only 42 of these 50 eggs were believed to have survived the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. So this man who came across one of these, this man then sold the imperial egg he had found to an art collector for $33 million. So just like that, this man became filthy rich. It literally happened overnight. And, you can only really just wonder how the man who sold it to him for $14,000 feels right now. I guess the moral of this story in particular is to really know what you're dealing with at all times. It can make all the difference. So the next one is a rare painting. When you think about what is in your attic, the image of a lot of junk probably pops into most people's heads. So in Christian Nikolai Mustad's attic, he might have thought the same. Well, actually, now that we've taken a look at it, he did. In 1908, but before we get into that, in 1908, Christian bought a painting that he thought was a Van Gogh painting. After having it looked at by other people, he was told that it was a forgery because it did not have the classic Van Gogh signature. When he found this out, he took the painting up to his attic and left it there, never to look at again. After he died, the painting was taken another look at, and it turns out that it was a real Van Gogh, and this painting was worth $50 million. So congratulations to whoever in his family that went to after that. That is so insane and lucky and just awesome. I love hearing stories like this. So the final one we're going to be talking about is Action Comics #1. So far, we found a lot of lucky discoveries in the walls or on walls or just having to do with walls. This one is no different. So Action Comics #1 was published in 1938, and it is a big deal to comic book collectors across the world. So only 100 editions of this comic exist, and it actually introduces the character Superman for the first time. The same character that we have all come to love and know so well. So a good condition copy of this comic sells for around $2 million. So David Gonzalez from Minnesota bought a random house for $10,000 one day. David's plan was to fix up the house and then flip it and make a profit. So he was tearing down the walls one day when he actually found a comic book within the wall. And you guessed it, it was Action Comics #1. Later on, he actually ripped it in an argument with his aunt a few days later, but he still got it up for auction. Eventually, sold it for $175,000. So unfortunately, if the quality and condition was a little bit better, David could have made a lot more money, but he still made $175,000. So that is all for the video today, everybody. We hope you enjoyed and you learned something new. If you're a fan of this video and our channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you're never missing out on any of our new content. If you like this video, guys, go leave a thumbs up and a comment to show your support. We just want to say thank you guys for watching, everybody. We wish you a great day.